Hi, beautiful people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Beautiful life here. Yes, it's a new day, and I say thank you, Lord. You have been good. You have been merciful. I ask for guidance, protection for friends, family, and even our enemies. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, people. So I went out on the road not long ago, and I came back. Yes, from I was at 441, and I was up by Lauderdale Mall. And 441, then I went to KFC and I bought some chicken. That's for Francine, and yes, and went Broward Meat, and I bought sea mushroom, broad bean, chocho. We call it chocho. I got four for $5. Yes, and that's sweet potato. And that's cucumber. Yes, that's cucumber, and I got some water over there. Water, and over here I have celery, sweet pepper, onion, and tomato there. And I have some fish over there. What's the name of it? Grouper red. Yeah, grouper red. Yeah, I'm a fish person, right? Yeah. Over there is all packed up with Francine stuff. Yeah, so that's it. That's what I went on the road and I got. What else I got? That's basically it. Yeah, for a couple of days. Yeah, who like mushroom? I love mushroom. I love mushroom. Yes, so beautiful people, how you all doing? What's up? Let me see, from the kitchen to the living room area. Yeah, let's look outside, see what it's like. And I'm gonna go get some sleep shortly. It's working time later. There is outside. Yeah, see, outside is bright and sunny. Outside is bright and sunny. Yeah, so it's what time? 2:36. Oh, interesting. I reach out the road and come back on time, eh? Yeah, so that's what it's like from here. That's what it's like from here. All right, lovely people. Let me see. Let's see what's going on television. See if we can talk about something. Hey, hi, Adil, Dr. S.K. Verma. Hi, good morning. It's good afternoon here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Welcome. And Seal King, hello. Adil, nice. Thank you. How are you? I'm having the flu, so I'm a bit, hoarse. Oh, 25 people watching. Please give me a thumbs up. Please like and share. Show my face. Ha ha ha. Not today. Manish Gupa. Hi, Janet. What's up? Hi, Manish. I'm just here. Just came off the road. Yes, I am in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah, so I went out the road. I just came back and was showing some little grocery that I bought just for the rest of the week. Turn in the TV. I did. Okay, I will. Yeah, that's what I'm about to do. Yay! I didn't say turn on the TV. Hi, I'm new here. Okay, welcome, Naki name. Welcome. Manish Gupa. I wish I could come Florida to meet you. Yeah, man, you could come one day. They'll turn on the TV. Yeah, I'm turning on the TV. Okay. Okay. It's interesting, I'm not picking up my neighboring countries. Seems like it's just far away. Far away picking up beautiful life. Hi, I'm new here. Okay, Nakiba. Okay, thanks. All right, set turn on the TV. Let's see what's going on here. Betrayal. What is that about? Um, Breaking news. Oh, breaking news. Ooh. And oh boy, those are so sad news. So sad. Some sad news on, right? There is no signal, poor people. There's no signal. What's going on with my glasses here? Not reading good. All right. All right. Janet, how old are you? I am 60. I'm a big, big woman, Manish. And I am married. Yes. But I don't look 60. You can go to my YouTube page and you can scroll. You'll find me. You'll see me if you look on those videos. You'll find me in one of them. Yes. And I am on Facebook. I am on YouTube. Janet Ennis on YouTube and Facebook. I'm watching you, Adil. I am watching YouTube through a YouTube live video. Interesting. Okay. They gave me, ooh, 80. I understood. I'm not 80. I am 60. Ooh. But I'm 60 like in 40. For real. Let me see. Midnight news. Trump to deport immigrants to Caribbean. Breaking the real truth about Nia. It's a pure sad things on the TV today. Freedom How O&A show. Question and answers. Let's hear that regarding immigration. Yes. Let's see.
Later on, it progressed into a career, into a passion. I hope to keep forever.
Let's see what immigration's saying. You know, it's all about immigration right now in the US, you know. All about immigration. Wow, I'm down to one. I had so many people on and it come down to one. Oh wow. 2 people give me thumbs up.
Guys,
Thank
come on
you.
in. It's Monday, December 9th.
Let's listen what the lawyer has to say.
It's so nice to be with you. We're going to talk about some immigration news, and then we're going to dive right into the Q&A session. I'm Latoya McBean.
Okay, interesting. Let's listen.
Working with clients globally at McBean Law, where we believe that freedom is now, and you deserve to stay in America if you so choose. Okay, so we're all about protecting you from deportation, right? We're about keeping you together here if you choose to be here with your family, and certainly for business and other reasons. Type in freedom now as you're coming on board. Freedom now, freedom now, freedom now.
Freedom now.
This session is being moderated by one of my colleagues, and so we're asking that you do not spam during this time. If you spam, you will be placed in a timeout. If you say anything, if you harass each other, you will be banned from the channel. So we're asking that you be respectful of everyone's time today, and folks are here to learn and to get their questions answered. You may reach out to us at 914.
Manish, my Facebook is Janet Ennis, ENNIS.
About your immigration case. Thanks so much
Janet
for being with me. Freedom now, freedom now, freedom now. And also let us know where you're
same for youth,
if you're joining on Facebook,
IG.
share this live session with your feed.
I'm not on TikTok. I came off TikTok. It's too.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell before
toxic.
You go today, so that you'll be the first.
Yes, that's it.
Live sessions and videos.
JNETENNIS. Yes, I have more than one pages, so
over the weekend
look for the one that is now. There are 2 of them, which is now active.
President-elect Donald Trump has told us about dreamers. Okay, he was interviewed over the weekend through Meet the Press. This is a Meet the Press interview in which he revealed some ideas or thoughts that he has about his immigration agenda for 2025. And one of the big things that he talked about certainly is his plans for those who have DACA and dreamers, right? There's a little slight distinction between the two. We're not going to get into that here. When they talk about dreamers, most times they're also referring to people who are here with DACA status as well. All right. So Trump talked about the fact that he wants DACA holders or dreamers to be able to stay here in the United States. He says, I want them to be able to stay. And he also talked about the fact that he wants them to collaborate. He wants to collaborate with Democrats on this issue in the next Congress. And so for some of you, you might already understand that the DREAM Act has been penned in and reintroduced each over I don't know I want to say over 20 years now. It's been introduced during each Congress, and the Senate has not taken it up yet. There has been no real movement
Manish, no, I'm not
with
separated.
the
I'm
DREAM
married.
Act. And
Manish.
so that
I
specific
am.
act would
Mm.
allow individuals who are dreamers and DACA holders to be able to have a permanent lawful status here in the United States. So Trump says that
You're
he
looking a wife,
will work
Manish?
with the Democrats on a plan if we can come up with a plan. But he did note there are challenges with bipartisan efforts. He said Biden had an opportunity to do this and he just didn't do it. And I don't understand why the Democrats have never moved forward with helping dreamers. But as you guys can recall, during the first Trump years, they were actually trying to get rid of DACA. Okay, they were very
Yeah, man, you can
intentional
find me.
about that.
Janet Ennis.
And on the campaign trail, they also made it
Uh
very
huh.
clear
It has
that
one of
they
my
are
daughter
not going to
pictures on
support
it and one my
folks
face.
with DACA or the program. But yesterday in that
Check
interview,
again.
Trump says he wants to be able to help them. And he said he also said many of them have great jobs, small businesses, or even
It
large
has a picture with
businesses,
my daughter.
and he
She's like
wants
in a
them to be able
purple,
to stay here in the
purple-looking
United States.
background.
So we will see next month when they roll out their immigration priorities on day one, week one, however early they're going to do it. We'll see where
So,
things
Manish,
really
where are
stand
you?
with keeping dreamers here, keeping dreamers in the United States, and certainly we will see whether they're going to pause DACA holders' ability to renew their work permit. Okay, and that's the American Immigration Lawyers Association strongly recommends that folks apply to renew their work permit under DACA because the association is expecting that or suspecting that the Trump administration will close that opportunity for DACA holders. But we will see what they will do, okay? Then the second interesting news, and some of you might have already heard about it, is the fact that there's speculation coming out of the transition team that is working with Trump at this time. There's speculation that they are preparing a list of countries to deport people to in the event their home country will not take them back. According to NBC News, incoming Trump administration plans to deport some migrants to countries other than their own. And the countries
So,
specifically
how
that has
could they
been
do
leaked
that?
includes Turks and Caicos, the Bahamas, Panama, and Grenada. Okay,
Sending people to
and
countries they're
you
not
know,
from.
for some people who are facing deportation, the reason why they're still in the United States is because their home country has said we're not going to accept them. They
Wow.
basically said no to these folks coming back, and so they stay here in the United States despite having a final order of removal. There are obviously some challenges with something like this, right? And concerns about the cultural issues and social and linguistic connections that these people will have to countries in the Caribbean and to Grenada, Panama, and other places. So the ACLU and other organizations are already gearing up to fight against this, and they've already argued that this is illegal and endangers asylum seekers.
Adele,
During
news
Trump's
are
first
boring.
term, guys,
Yeah.
interestingly
I'm
enough, during
watching
his
about
first term, he
independent
actually did something similar.
immigration.
A lot of people didn't really know about it, but the administration did send some migrants to Guatemala under an agreement that they had with Guatemala. And asylum seekers who had recently crossed into the United States were placed on a plane to Guatemala without knowing where they were going, according to what NBC News reported at that time. And so, in any event, here's what the Bahamas had to say about it. They said, "We are not taking these people. This matter has been presented to us, and we've reviewed it, and we firmly reject it." Okay, Grenada has clarified that it has not been contacted yet by the U.S. government about this proposal. Mexico, the new president of Mexico, has said that they will only accept their own people. They are not accepting migrants from other countries. However, Trump may use economic pressures, right, such as tariffs, to compel Mexico to comply with the deportation request. And then, guys, also just know that, obviously organizations around the country and other leaders are advocating strongly against such a policy, but we will see what happens next month in January. So those are the latest news. We have a lot more news that we're also sharing with folks on social media, so be sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. More clips and other things are being shared by our team, so just follow there as well for more information. Now I'm going to go over to the comments, and let's talk about your immigration questions today. Eric is asking, if we have an approved I-130 and I-601A, will that help from being deported? Eric, you're on the right path, right? You're on the path to lawful status in the United States, and you should, I don't know anything else about your immigration record. I don't know if you have a final order of removal. I don't know if you have a criminal history as well. I don't know if you would be a priority to the government, but it sounds like you're on the right track to show anyone who would ever try to detain you that you're on a pathway to a green card, which is good. Thank you. Can your firm do a FOIA review without a consultation? We had a consultation a while back. We don't just review anyone's FOIA without you being in contract with us. And if you had a consultation with us more than a year ago, we do require a second new consultation to see if anything has changed. We just don't review a FOIA like that. We really like to know what we're doing and strategize with people who want to hire us for their complex work. Okay. Thank you, guys. And also, we are looking to see whether there's a bigger case, right? Because what would be the point in reviewing your FOIA if there's no possibility of working together in the future and helping you further if we can? So we look for that in a consultation as well. All right. Thank you, guys. Freedom Now. My friend came here 30 years ago and had a few run-ins with the law. Oh, just a few run-ins, nothing major, just a few run-ins. He came legally and he has children here who are over 21. Can he still get his papers? Well, your friend, Ivan, would need to consult with an immigration lawyer to find out what those run-ins were. How far did things get? Was he convicted of anything? And if so, what? And what those consequences are for immigration. He has children older than 21 who are U.S. citizens. That could be very helpful to his case. But if those run-ins with the law are the type of run-ins that could get someone deported, then he should not do anything with immigration. But certainly he should speak with an attorney before he does anything. Someone says that naturalized citizens, family violence case was dismissed. I'm not sure what the question is there. Let's see. Freedom Now, guys. Type in Freedom Now and where you're watching from today. Thank you. Thank you.
Are you a postal employee looking for health insurance? Check out the NALC Health Benefit Plan. Excellent benefits, affordable premiums. Trust the letter carriers. They deliver more than just the mail.
So, my sibling wants to file for me. My child is 15 years old, but my child is 15 years old. What are the steps I should take to come here on an H-1B visa? So what you're gonna do a little research on H-1B, okay, and see and understand how the cycle works and the types of positions that normally are filled with an H-1B work visa. So start reading up on some blogs. I don't think we have any blogs on H-1B, but there are many blogs out there on Google that will just lay a little groundwork so that you understand that process. But certainly it's an employment-driven process. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Freedom Now. Freedom Now. Say something about the F4 category. Well, the F4 category is the category for siblings of US citizens. And if I'm able to, on this other screen here, what I'll do is I'll pull up the latest visa bulletin, which anybody can find on Google. And it says that for most countries, the government is now up to August 2007. So if your case was filed before then a visa is available for you to move on to the next step in your process. If you're here in the United States and you've overstayed your visa and you're going through the process through the F4 category, well, that process after the lengthy wait will result in you needing a waiver, and then you'll have to go back to the home country, your home country, to finish your process. Let's keep going, guys. Freedom Now. I see a lot of Freedom Nows. Thank you. Let's keep going. I have been out of status for the past 6 years. How do I upgrade my status? Rose is asking. Rose, well, to upgrade your status to lawful permanent residency, you're going to need a petitioner, someone who's eligible or qualified to file for you, like a U.S. citizen or a green card holder spouse, an adult U.S. citizen, son or daughter, or you potentially, if you had any old petition, family petition or labor petition that was filed for you before August 30th, 2001, and you were here in the United States around that time, then there's a possibility that you could seek adjustment of status under Section 245 of our 245I of our laws. But certainly do a little research yourself as well to see what is really required to be eligible for a green card. As a visa overstay, I have a playlist on YouTube called Visa Overstay Options. Watch those videos to learn about the many different ideas that I've shared in the past. Freedom Now, Freedom Now, Freedom Now, okay. Marlena is asking, what is the likelihood anything already pending / filed will be responded to before the new administration comes in? I have a pending PD, prosecutorial discretion case with an approved I-130. Marlena, it's these offices, the ICE filled offices across the country, they are still doing their jobs. They are still plugging away, and they are still responding. We're still getting our emails from them, and so they're doing their work, and they will continue to do their work until there's a directive that says otherwise. So the likelihood of them continuing to respond and approve these requests is very strong. Let's go Freedom Now. Let's keep going. Let's go down a little bit. And again, one of my colleagues is also answering some questions in the non-legal questions. Obviously, this is a public forum, so these are tips and ideas that I'm sharing with you, not legal advice for any one person in particular. My colleague is in the comments, so interact with her as well. how many years will it take for my two unmarried son and daughter to be able to come here if I apply for them for the Form I-130? So if you're a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, it really doesn't matter. You're eligible to petition for unmarried sons and daughters, and it's going to take several years. For some people, it could be about 7, 8, 9 years. It just depends on the country where they're situated and how fast that U.S. embassy is moving. Thank you, Tommy. Freedom now, Esther is watching from the Bronx. Thank you. Let's see. Okay. I wish I could have a program. I wish he could have a program to give a second chance to people who have been deported, who made mistakes from the past, but have been law-abiding citizens until now. Okay, so there is a process of forgiveness, so to speak, right? There's a process, the waiver process for people who have been deported. There's a process for some of them to be able to come back to the United States, despite the fact that they were deported. And in some cases, they might even come back early before their ban is up. It just truly depends on what the reason was for the deportation. Right now, under our law, some things can be forgiven, and then other things cannot be forgiven. Speak privately with a lawyer. I suspect that you may have already done that based on the tone of your message, but some changes will be required by Congress in order for some deportees to be able to return to the U.S. permanently. There is a process in place that would allow individuals to come back temporarily, and it could apply to just about anyone who have been deported, but speak with a lawyer, contact us to see if that option is possible for you. Okay, thank you guys. Good question. Thank you for the one thumbs down. You're helping to spread this video, this live session to many others. So good job on that one. Okay. Thank you for the next thumbs up. Like, oh, thumbs up. Let's boost it, guys. Let's go with the thumbs up. Thank you, and your freedom nows. You guys are the best. Okay, here's a great question. Carol is asking, can one apply for advanced parole if the case has been dismissed from court and you have a pending I-360? So Carol, you're no longer in removal, which is great. You can, if you're approved for advanced parole, you can travel, you could leave the United States and come back in until if things change with this issue next year. And I say, it's not a good idea to travel on advanced parole, but for now it's fine to travel on your advanced parole. You're no longer in court again. Make sure that it is truly a dismissal that you have and it's over. And then if you get your advanced parole, it's fine to travel. Let's see. Sylvester is asking, if you are on if you are on PD and your work authorization has expired, what should you do? Now, when you say that you're on PD, I'm not certain what you mean by that. Are you saying, are you under an order of supervision? Are you checking in, Sylvester, with ICE annually or every 6 months or whatever cycle they put you on? If you are under their supervision, you can continue to renew your work permit, and you'll need to show proof with your I-765 application each cycle that you're still under order of supervision. And so you're going to need a copy of that, your latest check-in or whatever the instructions on the I-765 tells you to attach to the application when you request your renewal. But you should still be able to renew your work permit, okay? Let's see. Jacqueline says they got married. I'm not sure, Jacqueline, if this is a continuation from an earlier comment. I'm just going to read it as it is here. They got married and she came back to Europe. Okay. They got their marriage registered in Europe. Now the lady is in the US and wants to change her status. Is that possible? So they got married in the United States the first time. Is that what this means? And then she went to Europe. And then you say here that they registered the marriage in Europe. And now she's back in the United States. So Jacqueline, we will have to, whoever this person is that you're referring to will need to speak with us so that we could get clarity on the process that happened here in the United States. We want to make sure that it was a legal, she was free to marry him at that time. Both were free to marry each other. So long as both were free to marry each other at the time that they got married, and they have a document that was issued by the authority that issues these marriage certificates, then we could use that for immigration purposes. But I suspect that there might be more going on here than just the normal. So certainly you could reach out to us to go deeper. Thank you, guys. Let's see. Jane says her 2-year green card came through marriage and it's going to expire in August. Can I file now before the new administration, or wait until May? You won't be able to file that early. You for your I-751 removal of conditions process. I believe it's within 90 days. Jane, you'll have to just wait. You're in good shape still, because with this removal of conditions process, it's something that it's not as if the new administration, and I have not seen any drafts or any paperwork to suggest very specifically what the transition team is working on right now. But just based on, previous things that have been said, family immigration will be touched, and your kind of case certainly most likely will just slow down as a result of it being touched by the new policies. But you still have a right to submit your I-751 at the right time early when you're able to next year. And then after that, you'll be able to continue your lawful status through an automatic extension. So you won't have any break in your status, and the government will make a decision on your case. I think you'll be fine. You cannot file it right now. It's way too early, okay? Let's see, what else? Thank you. What documents do I need to prove? So any questions about what documents do I need to prove something on an application that you're going to file with the government? I'm going to ask that you review the instructions, the form instructions specifically to get that information, okay? Let's see. I have a wife who has a priority date already and waiting for adjustment of status. Would that be safe for me as an overstay? Would that be safe for me? I'm not, so your spouse is waiting on her adjustment of status, and then you say that you're a visa overstay. So once your wife gets her green card, she could take the next step. You're a visa overstay. Your wife is in the process of getting her green card. Once she gets it, she could certainly file the I-130 for you, and that would be it, because you won't be able to adjust your status through her because of the visa overstay. The I-130 is a good thing for her to get in the system for you. Here's another, what are the documents needed? What are the documents needed for the spouse at the NVC? So the NVC has a great website. The State Department has a great website that lays out what documents are required. So follow those instructions very specifically, okay?
Yes, Pigo, welcome to Beautiful Life, watching immigration information, okay?
For marriage case here in the United States through adjustment of status, you're going to have to prove that you guys are in a bona fide marriage. And so the government is going to require you to submit documents proving that you live together, that marital address that you live together. They're going to want some evidence that your resources, your finances have been brought together. So they're looking at things like bank statements, life insurance, tax returns, those kinds of things. They're also considering how genuine really the relationship is. So for some people, you're going to need letters of support from some people who knows about your relationship, some communications, text messages, those kinds of things. Okay. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at McLean Immigration Law so that you will see more news and information that we share each day. Thank you for that, Brianna. Um,
So it's
what about
MacBeam
the
Immigration Law,
family of
people.
dreamers who stay in the United States over
If
20
you need
years, legally
immigration
entered to the United States?
assistance,
So,
check her
you know,
out.
if one of your children obviously becomes a US citizen, then that's how it could really help you at that point with the filing. But that's how, there's nothing directly that I'm aware of that from a legislative side of things that would allow the family member, like a parent, to be able to adjust the status aside from what we already know about. Let's see. Thank you guys. Great questions. I have a client come in here momentarily to meet with me, so I'm gonna see how many more of these I could do today. Jordan says that he or she has DACA, and now you're trying to do VAWA. You're doing a VAWA case. Will I lose my VAWA if I apply for? Will I lose my DACA if I apply for VAWA? No, you will not. It's possible for you to keep your DACA status even as you're waiting for your VAWA case to be processed. Can someone who has an I-485 pending and waiting on a decision, can that individual apply for TPS? So nothing stops you from applying for TPS if your country is a designated TPS country. I would be more interested in knowing whether you have a strong adjustment of status case and likelihood of getting a green card through adjustment of status before spending money on a TPS application. So you can speak with us about your case and before you apply for TPS. But again, nothing stops you from applying for TPS if you're eligible for it. Let's see. Will someone with a marriage-based green card and a pending asylum application be deported? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. I would want to know more about your record, whether or not you have a final order of removal. But even so, it's you're on path for a green card. So my answer in that case would be no. All right, Freedom Now. Thank you. I see that I'm gonna ask that QZVX fellas be placed in timeout. The onslaught of questions is really distracting. So QZVX fellas need to be placed in timeout. Hey there, Samantha. Good to see you. Freedom Now. Can someone who has kids on temporary assistance that came here legally at 17 get married while they are still on temporary assistance? I honestly don't really know what you mean by the temporary assistance. I'm not sure what that is, but getting married is your own decision, personal decision to make. And if your children are getting benefits or welfare benefits, that's not going to hurt you as the applicant applying for a green card. I would want to know, however, whether you have ever tapped into any benefits from the government, and it's at that point we will be able to let you know what the consequences are for accessing federal, state, or local benefits, government benefits. but speak with us about that before you file a case, because the new green card application process does ask questions about whether you've if access benefits, public benefits. Let's see. I crossed the border about a year ago, and my asylum case is pending. Can I apply for a national interest waiver and change my status based on the NIW? So the fact that you entered, you have a couple of things going on here. You have the illegal entry, all right, the illegal entry, and then you have this asylum application pending. Because the asylum application doesn't confer a lawful status on anyone. You're just an applicant waiting for your asylum case to be decided on. You're not accruing unlawful presence during that time. Those issues do not mean that you're in lawful status in the United States to be able to finish a process like NIW successfully here in the U.S. through adjustment of status. USCIS takes the complete opposite opinion on this issue. And so that's why the pending asylum applicant oftentimes cannot do adjustment of status for a process that's employment-based like NIW. They would have to actually leave the country and finish the process abroad. A very complex process and lengthy process. Speak with a lawyer about it, but just also know that crossing the border illegally will be a huge challenge as well, because that immigration violation is on your record, despite the fact that you have this pending asylum case. Now, if you were to be granted asylum, and that's how you could get your green card, and this issue of your border crossing will not hurt you at that point. But that's not the same for the NIW process. It's a different standard that they will have hold you to at that time. Okay, thank you. Freedom Now. Let's see. Say something about, I kind of like these now. Say something about the F2 category. F2 category for most countries, it's not in bad shape. That's the second preference category for spouses and children of green card holders. The government is now up to January 2022 priority date, so it is still just a couple of years wait for the visa to become available. If you're here in the United States and your case and you're in lawful status, if you're here in the US, Natasha, and you're in lawful status currently through another visa type that makes you lawful, not just a visitor visa, but something like an F student visa or H-1B visa or one of those, or even the H-2B visa if it's still valid. If you're here lawfully and your case was filed before July 2024, well, the priority date is now current for adjustment of status. So this is a good time for some people. Also, I kind of want to say something else about the F4 category. I'm going to go back to saying something about F4, the category for siblings. If you're from Mexico, what you should know is that this is an extraordinary opportunity and time for you if you, and it's been on my mind for months to talk about that, weeks, I should say, to talk about this, but never got a chance to until now. If you have a sibling petition, Mexicans, that was filed for you before April 30th, 2001, well, the priority date is now current, and you could actually adjust your status through the grandfather 245I amnesty. So reach out to us and see whether this is an opportunity that you can now take advantage of if you're here in the United States and have an old petition that was filed by a sibling for you way back then. Okay, great opportunity. Thank you, guys. What about waivers? Do they have to? Do you have to go home or stay here? Abdul is asking. So Abdul, it depends on what type of waiver. There is a waiver that would allow some people to be forgiven of certain things, and they could stay here and get their green card if they're eligible for adjustment of status. Then there's another type of waiver that allows you to stay here while your waiver is pending until you get a decision, and then you'd have to leave to go back home for an interview. So surely it depends on the type of waiver that's involved in your case. Thank you. My fiance owes the IRS money. Can he do the K-1 fiance visa for me? He can't. I think firstly, if he owes money to the IRS and it's that he should seek a payment plan, okay? But that issue alone isn't going to stop him from filing for you through the K-1 process.
Stains are certain, so is the power of Tide, with 50% more cleaning power.
Let's see.
Okay, lovely people,
I
welcome
have
back,
attended
welcome back.
I-130
Beautiful
and 45
life.
since 2021, stuck with requests for initial evidence. Should I be concerned? So, yeah, I think that you should have an attorney look at this for you because something not unless obviously you're in a jurisdiction or a place like Atlanta, Georgia, where it's really slow. If you're not in a place where it's really slow that you know of, then I think something could very well be going on there. We would want to look at what that request for evidence is and see what issues we could help you navigate in the days ahead, okay? Thank you guys. Let's keep going. A few more of these before I go. It started to rain here. Let's see. Cynthia says, I just received my green card. Can I file for my son, who is presently here on an F1 visa studying? Yes, you can file for your son with your green card. Thank you. Can Trump really deport the whole family if the parents are here illegally and the kids were born in the country? So you're referring to some articles that came out that have interpreted what Trump said to meet the press yesterday about sending the whole family back. Don't separate them. He doesn't believe in family separation, so just let everybody go together. That's going to be really difficult to do because, again, remember, with due process, you all have actually an opportunity to make a case before an immigration judge, and each person must be charged with violations such as overstaying your visa if that's the problem, or being here in the United States without a lawful a document that makes you lawful here. If that's the case, you can take your case before a judge individually. He cannot do this group deportation process. Sometimes in immigration court, you have families that do go into removal proceedings, and the cases are consolidated into one, and so the judge would consider the mom, dad, and the children's case together in the same courtroom, and then if a removal order is issued, it's issued against everybody. Well, in that kind of instance, yes, it's possible to deport these, the family unit, so to speak, but otherwise that's not something that our law supports, okay? But I know that I've seen these articles and I didn't want to bring them to you today because I thought some of them were really really ridiculous, and as far as the interpretation of what he said, I listened to his interview several times, and that's not what I heard. I did not hear it from that standpoint. Logistically, it's not something that I think is possible either. Cora says, is there any help in deportation cases if someone was unable to hire an attorney 30 years ago, as no one was going to accept them at the time and do next process? So need assistance in that. Cora, I'm not certain completely what you're asking here. If you were unable to hire a lawyer 30 years ago while you were going through the deportation process and a removal order has been issued against you, that's not a reason to seek justice today under our law. It's not an argument that an attorney can really make for you at that time. Now, if there was something else that was standing in your way of going to your hearing, maybe you didn't receive proper notice of your hearing at that time, well, that's something that a lawyer can look at and see if those facts are one that would allow you to try to reopen your old removal case. Okay, but just based on not being able to hire a lawyer, financial issues, constraints, that's not a very strong argument. Thank you. Let's keep going. Let's see. Arrest and fine people who hire illegals. Nancy, thank you for that comment, although I don't know what your motivation is, but what it has done is it reminded me to tell you guys to watch my video coming out tomorrow about harboring illegal aliens and whether you can be convicted under the federal law that Tom Homan has been speaking about. Can you be convicted under the federal law for harboring an illegal alien who is your spouse living in your home with you, an employer who hires illegal aliens, and several other scenarios that I touched on? The video is edited and ready to go. So thank you, Nancy, for reminding me. Guys, watch that video and share it with other people. It's really insightful, okay, about harboring, which will be a big issue in 2025. Thank you, Nancy. Hey there, Diana. Freedom Now. Freedom Now. Is it safe to travel with DACA Advanced Pro? Currently it is. Currently it is. My husband is on a filing, but I have a visitor visa. Can I get my green card through my husband? Where is your husband's case? You said that he is being filed for, or he is on a filing? How far into it is he, by the way? If you come, I should say, if you come to the United States on your visitor visa and you overstay and your husband is back home and he gets through at the US Embassy, surely you won't be able to get your green card through that process. It's been, you kind of messed things up by coming to the US and overstaying. So it's better to keep your status intact all the way until the end if you're trying to get a green card through your spouse. Let's see. Can you get a U visa from an incident that happened in 2009? Yes, it's possible to do that. It depends on what that U visa crime is and all of that, but yeah, it is still possible. Let's see. Freedom Now. Thank you guys for being with me today. Thank you, Dustin. I see your comment. Will my friend's removal of conditions for marriage take long? It's 48 months extension these days. Quite a bit of people are getting their 10-year green card under that 48 period, but it's a lengthy one for some. Is the interview likely since they didn't have one for the 2-year green card? Jeff, this administration has been waiving these removal of conditions interviews for many people. In 2025, if the case is still pending that long, it's possible that under the new administration they could get an interview. We're expecting, if the American Immigration Lawyers Association, as I've shared with you last week, a few days ago, is expecting there to be more interviews under the Trump years. Thank you. Thank you. And so my colleague Brianna is asking a question to you guys in the comments. You guys know what harboring is. If no, watch the video tomorrow. Turn on your notification button because harboring, believe it or not, the harboring law under federal law can apply to anybody who harbor an illegal alien. I even answer the question about whether us immigration lawyers can be convicted of harboring illegal aliens by the legal advice that we give to help people get a green card. I have a video, someone has a video on me on TikTok accusing me of that, basically saying that, oh, how can you teach these illegal aliens all these things? Okay, so let's get Nancy out of this. Someone is saying that she's a troll. Okay. So I do answer that question in the video tomorrow as well. If you get married now and you put in your papers, will that help you? If you're in a genuine marriage, and your spouse files for you and you make a strong case that it's a bona fide marriage, you can get a green card through your spouse. Now and then too. Later, yes. You guys, I want you to remember that immigration will still be going on in 2025, 2026. It's not going to stop. Okay, you have a right to file your cases. Birthright citizenship, I'll be talking about that later on. Stay tuned tonight. I'm going to see, tonight I have some plans with regard to birthright citizenship, so just tune in later tonight on McBean Immigration TV. Okay? How can we contact you? You can contact our firm by calling 914-898-9488, or you'll see the number scrolling below. Thank you. All right, guys, I'm going to have to jump off. You guys had great questions. Stay tuned for birthright citizenship coming up from me soon tonight. Then also watch tomorrow's video about harboring illegal aliens and whether you can be convicted of harboring an illegal alien under the federal law, as Tom Homan has been discussing lately. Contact us. We're here for you, and our phone lines are open until 8 p.m. tonight Eastern time. So call and book your consultation with us. Thanks so much for being with me today, guys. You were the best. Great questions. Great questions today. Thanks so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
This is an ABC News special report.
And I am Macedo. We are coming on the air because multiple law enforcement officials say a person of interest is now being questioned in the New York City murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. They say he's identified as 26-year-old Luigi Mangione. Here's New York City Mayor Eric Adams with an update.
Of United Healthcare was the victim of a senseless act of violence. Our officers have been working around the clock. Many of them
Okay,
did not go
people.
home to pursue this individual. It was crucial that we were able to remove him off the
Okay,
streets
so we
of
just
America,
watched.
and we were going to seek him out no matter where he was
All
at
right.
the time.
Let's
So this is a
say
strong person of
bye to that
interest
story
of the police
regarding the
commissioner,
immigration, and we
chief of
will
detectives will go over
watch some
where
more
we are right
maybe
now in
tomorrow
the investigation.
regarding the
He
immigration.
matches
Okay,
the description
Manisha,
of the
thanks for joining.
identification we've been
Are
looking
you there?
for.
Yeah, search out
He's also in
search out
possession
Facebook, you'll find me. All
of
right.
several items
Thanks
that
for
we believe
joining,
will
everyone.
connect him
Bye.
to this incident.